молимося, упокоєння душ мільйонів жертв Голодомору,
батьків, матерів, дітей, братів і сестер наших.
We are gathered here today to honor and pay tribute to the victims of the Soviet Union's man-made famine genocide, the Holodomor. From 1932 to 1933, Joseph Stalin's bands of NKVD thugs ravaged through Ukraine, collectivizing any grain and livestock that Ukrainians may have been hiding, in an organized and coordinated effort to destroy Ukraine's peasantry and its national spirit.
19 people per minute, 1,200 per hour, and 28,000 per day were dying of famine at the height of the Holodomor. The world was silent, and millions died as a result.
As noted by renowned historian Timothy Snyder, Stalin's Soviet Union implemented 7 key policies unique to Ukraine, demonstrating irrevocably that the Holodomor was a targeted and deliberate killing of the Ukrainian peasantry, intelligentsia, and national spirit, rather than failed economic policy.
While visiting Winnipeg, I spent several hours at the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. There is a special section dedicated to the Holodomor. One image struck me more than anything else. A photograph of a 7-year boy lying on the ground, his small body robbed of life by starvation. My late great-grandfather, Dmytro, was the same age when the Soviet regime unleashed genocide across our native Kherson region and so many other parts of Ukraine. Dmytro survived, but he could easily have been that boy in the picture.
The worst part of it was February of '33, when there was no food left of any kind, anywhere. And so we searched the fields for frozen potatoes, beets, or anything that was edible. My grandmother killed my pet, a little dog, and we ate him too.
Чому так тихо в нашій хаті? Чому немає хліба в нас? Мама шепче, доньку спати, бо темний голод наче час. Yet even in that darkest hour, their spirit held a hidden power, a dream of freedom, fierce and true, a hope that someday skies turn blue. Today we light a candle's glow for those we lost so long ago.
Ukrainians are long known that wherever the hammer and the sickle are found, there is death and hunger. Since 2008, Canada has officially recognized the man-made famine of 1932 to 1933 as a genocide against the Ukrainian people.
Our government made a commitment, which we have delivered, to be the first in Canada to mandate Holodomor education in the curriculum so that every child learns the lessons of totalitarianism that no propaganda from the Russian state can deny.
It's so important that this lesson, this history is passed on so that people can understand why, when Ukraine was invaded in 2014, the people have fought, and then again in 2021, the people of Ukraine have fought with such courage.
The ramifications of the genocide are felt to this day. Central and eastern Ukraine, the heartland of Ukrainian patriotism in the First World War, saw its Ukrainian population killed and replaced with ethnic Russian colonists, crafting a narrative of Russian-speaking lands that is exploited by the Kremlin today. Russian academic circles continue to push the egregious lie that the Holodomor was a shared crisis by all the peoples of the Soviet Union as they continue to bomb Ukraine, kill Ukrainians, and kidnap Ukrainian children.
Today's war is not just an invasion. It is another attempt to eradicate the Ukrainian nation. The parallel is unmistakable. Stalin used starvation and terror. Putin uses missiles, torture chambers, and occupation. The goal is the same, to break Ukraine and force it back under Russian rule. And like during the Holodomor, these crimes are carried out with the support or silence of much of the Russian society.
When I did have the chance to travel to Ukraine to do some of the work that I've been doing with members of my family, producing a film about children and the impact of the war on them, and also establishing a camp for those children to provide them with some relief and rehabilitation from the trauma, I saw things that many Canadians, most Canadians, have never seen. Certainly I had never seen a mass gravesite. I hadn't seen a bombed-out building. And beyond those things, I saw the resilience, the bravery, and the courage of the Ukrainian people. And the test is not on them because they are resilient, they're determined, they're strong, and they have been throughout. The test is on us.
In your province, we stepped up. We worked together with all the generators of Ontario and deployed millions of dollars of new transmission capacity and infrastructure and generators to keep the heat on last winter and this winter. And we will continue to do everything we can.
We have authorized donating 5 more vehicles in this year to our sister city, Kiev.
Ukrainians fight to live. Ukrainians have survived multiple attacks against their land. From the days of the Mongol horde, Kiev was destroyed twice. They rebuilt. Ukrainians endured the evil Russian Empire for centuries under the Tsars. And then later, Ukrainians survived Lenin. They survived Hitler's invasion. They survived Stalin. And Ukrainians will survive the latest aggression of Russia, and they will prevail. They'll show the world that Ukrainians will never give what is rightfully their holy land. Please follow us on our website, ucctoronto.ca, for any news, for any possible demonstrations or any actions that we'll be organizing. Times are challenging in Ukraine, but we will continue to work together as a community.